Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the We Don't Want a Podcast. This is a show where two certified dipshits make uncertified takes about your favorite series. We are your hosts. I am Zach, and joining me, as always, is my co-host. I have finally gotten the measure of him, and I am disappointed. It is Scotty motherfucking Westside.
That's fair. That's totally fair. You probably should be disappointed. Although, honestly, kind of the problem's on you for having any expectations for me in the first place.
You know, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Way to gaslight me, though.
True.
Nah, man, I'm not the problem. You're the problem for having expectations.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell everyone is like, hey, keep everyone's expectations of you low, and they'll never be disappointed, right?
Yeah, exactly. How you doing, man? It's been a while since we recorded.
It has been old master of
rescheduling. Like 3 weeks.
Yeah, old master of rescheduling over here, Zach.
Master of baiting.
That too. Did his usual thing. But you won't hear about that from me. You'll only hear about Zach when I reschedule. You okay there, pal?
Yeah, I'm just moving.
Okay, fair enough. Been a hot minute since I watched this episode. But we'll be.
You gotta stop
we'll
saying that because you say that at the beginning of every episode.
That's because you reschedule every fucking episode.
That didn't happen. See, your problem is having expectations, Scott.
Oh, okay, all right. Fair. You got me. Good one. But yeah, otherwise I'm good. I just you got a bit of a live reacts of me reading the latest One Piece chapter that
I did.
Yeah.
I just sat here and watched Scott's face go like this.
True.
As he was reading through the chapter. Yeah.
I told Zach we got on to record, and I was like, you have the worst fucking timing. The new One Piece chapter just posted, and he's like, oh, too bad, so sad. You'll have to wait, or something to that effect. He was a real asshole about it, honestly. And no, he totally was. And then he's like, oh shit, my shits ain't working, I gotta reboot. So while he was rebooting his computer, I read the chapter, and he got back on, and he's like, okay, I'm ready. And I'm like, you're gonna wait now, motherfucker. So he waited till I finished.
Apparently he was hype.
As usual, by the way. And so I'm pretty hype on, I'm always hype on One Piece, but especially right at this moment. So
yeah. Well, I'm glad that I got to have that intimate experience with you.
Aren't you so happy?
It felt like I walked in on you like being intimate with somebody, and it was a little weird, if I'm being honest.
I do get a little hot and sweaty when it comes to One Piece, you know what I'm saying? How are you? How was your week, pal? Or weeks, whatever you want to talk about.
They've been good, man. I'm sure I talked about like the new role one of the last times. Been loving the new job, like new role with the company I work for. That's been going good. Amanda's been doing great. She got promoted.
That's awesome.
Yeah, been doing a lot of photo shoots lately. Been busy, man. Honestly, been really busy.
And you got a new tattoo.
I did. I got some new.
Show the folks because it is gross as hell right now.
Yeah, I got 2 new tattoos today, and
I wish you hadn't shown me.
I'm sure people who are listening know of Sanoderm. If you have tattoos, it's like this film that you put over it to help it heal faster, and it like just traps in like blood and plasma that like leaks from your tattoo. It's disgusting. And I showed them to Scott.
I did not like it.
They are not a pretty sight.
I did not like it at all. But they were cool tattoos.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah, it was a good day today. Gotta relax. Took a little nappy.
Yeah.
And now we're here to talk some Game of Thrones.
Hell yeah.
Our favorite.
Hell yeah. And a good episode, maybe even a great episode, I might add.
Maybe, who could say? We could.
I could say. Are you ready to jump in here then?
I'm ready to do
that thing, buddy.
All right. To kick off this episode. I'm sorry.
What? What is that?
I'm sorry. What?
That noise. What is that?
Is that the Hound's music I hear? He's back, baby.
Oh, man.
Oh, my fucking God. I cannot tell you how hype I was.
Hell yeah. Hell
Dude. Yeah. The Hound is back. He was saved by a Septon named Brother Ray. Sounds like he should be a musician.
Brother Ray rules.
Yeah, Brother Ray. Who leads a community that's building a church, and the Hound now lives and works among them. Brother Ray tells the Hound that he doesn't know much about the gods, but that he is alive for some reason. In King's Landing, the High Sparrow tells Marjorie she needs to start banging Tommy Boy again, and then not so subtly threatens Lady Olenna. Not okay. Marjorie meets with her grandmother and convinces her to go back to High Garden. Cersei then visits Olenna and tries to get her to stay in King's Landing and actually admits that she made a huge mistake. Olenna delivers her usual legendary roasting and tells Cersei if she was smart, she would leave King's Landing as well. In the Riverlands, Jaime, Bronn, and the Lannister army have arrived at Riverrun. The Frey's attempt at a siege is pitiful, and the Blackfish tells them to go ahead and kill Edmure when they threaten him. Jaime rolls up, beats ass, takes command of the siege. He then tells Bronn he wants to meet with the Blackfish, and Bronn doesn't miss a chance to roast him, which is always great.
Very great.
Jaime meets with the Blackfish, who also roasts his ass and tells him that there's no shot of him giving up the castle, and basically to piss off.
Indeed. Up north, Jon convinces the wildlings to fight with him for Winterfell, then travels to Bear Island to meet with young Lyanna Mormont. She's a little badass and pretty much smokes Sansa and Jon. Do you remember our soaking conversation, by the way?
Oh my God.
Holy shit, that's a blast from the past. She smokes, not soaks, Sansa and Jon. Davos is there to save the day with a badass speech, because of course he is, and he convinces Lyanna to pledge House Mormont to their cause.
And there's 62 men.
Typical Rad Davos behavior. Seems like he deserves a high spot on who be thrown in to me. Oh my
God. Why didn't you have me read that? That would have been so fun.
Yeah, that's true. They then go and meet with Lord Glover, and that does not go nearly as well. Yara and Theon are stopped in Volantis, and she gives him a pep talk? ? She's really just berating him and being an asshole, but I think it's supposed to be a bonding moment for them? ?
Yeah. It's got me feeling all kinds of ways.
Yeah, back north, Jon and company have made camp as they march to battle at Winterfell. Sansa tries to call out Davos, so I think she's disqualified from all future Who Be Thrown-ins. We'll have to double check the bylaws, but I'm pretty sure. Sansa says they need more men, but Jon says they're out of time. Sansa sends a letter by Raven for more help. In Braavos, Arya is hiding in plain sight? ? And
lots of question
marks this episode. She's also innocently trusting creepy, suspicious-looking old ladies? ? Yeah, it's the waif. It's the waif in disguise, because of course it is. And she stabs up Arya real good before Arya escapes by jumping off a bridge. No question mark. That's what happens. Back wherever our dude Sandor is. I think he's in the Riverlands somewhere. Brother Ray gives the people a sermon about how terrible he used to be, but it's never too late to come back and do some good in the world. I wonder who that was directed at. A trio from the Brotherhood Without Banners rolls up and tries to shake them down, but Ray tells him that they don't really have anything. The Hound tells him that they will have to fight to protect themselves, but Brother Ray says he's done fighting. While the Hound is away chopping wood, the Brotherhood attacks and kills everyone, including Brother Ray. The Hound grabs an axe, and I am so damn glad he's back, baby!
Baby!
That is the end of this episode.
That's the end of a banging episode, man.
It is a banger of an episode. Couple question marks in there.
Yeah, sure.
But overall, I like this episode a lot.
For sure.
This is, I was going to say, I believe probably when most people think of season 6, they think of a particular episode. Or maybe a particular 2 episodes, which are still to come.
Well, one of them has already come.
Correct.
The door.
Well, no, see, I wouldn't say that's one that people think of. But anyway, regardless.
Really?
This is what I was getting. My point was, this is the episode that I always think of. Because who's
The
better
intro?
than the Hound, baby?
Yeah.
Are you are you frozen?
Wait, why'd you just get so quiet? Hey, also, sorry, this is a little bit of production happening live right here. Scott, click into
I already have.
Oh, okay, there we
still
go.
not working?
There we go. No, we're good. We're good
Okay.
now. It's good now. I just couldn't see you this entire time.
Oh, good. That's the way I like it.
So couldn't see you making little googly eyes at me.
It's what I usually do. Yeah, I love this episode. I mean, it brings us back the Hound. What more could you want?
It does. And it's funny though, because like at its core, it is still like a mid-season episode.
For sure.
Like there's not like big things happening.
Set up mostly.
Yeah, but it's all very good. Yeah. It's all quality. I mean, and I know that there's some question marks around like the Volantis scene, but like it's not a bad scene. It's just weird. The acting's good in it.
Right. True. Yeah.
It is just weird. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there, but yeah, it's an enjoyable fucking episode.
I want to not start at the top for one sec.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to save all the Hound stuff for the
end.
Are you good
okay,
with that?
Sure.
Stick to the end of the podcast, folks.
Other than saying that this episode definitely knew how to get us going.
Oh yeah.
In the right way. That's all I want to like open up with.
For sure. Also, quick note on that. It's a
cold open, right?
Yes, such a sick move to do the cold open so they could have Rory McCann be in the opening credits again and not like ruin the surprise. Like that's a cool move.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's start it. The second thing that happens in this episode, which is King's Landing.
It's also banger scene.
Great stuff. High Sparrow, like, hey, Tommy Boy needs that good loving again. She's like,
yeah, about that.
Yeah,
like,
listen.
I don't really give a shit anymore.
You
so
met
like,
that kid. He's kind of a dipshit. And then he, like I said, not so subtly, threatens Lady Olenna.
Have we? Okay, I want to ask
yes.
you. Earlier, this may have been at the end of season 5. We made mention of like how it was a little unsure, or we felt unsure about like, is the High Sparrow like a bad guy, or does he actually believe the bullshit that he's saying?
Right.
And I mean, and I think both can be true.
Yeah.
But have you come to any conclusion on that? Like, do you feel one way or another, or do you also just kind of feel like he's walking like both roads there?
I think my opinion is he is walking a bit of both roads. I think he genuinely buys into a lot of the bullshit he's spouting, but he also definitely gets off on the power that he has. Like, for sure. Like, okay. I don't think
like he's giving a whole like one-hander.
Yeah. He's definitely doing the old one-hander stander-upper. Because he's done too much little things, like when I feel like, didn't he like smile at like Jaime when like the Sept scene happened, like when he kind of,
when Tommy Boy
comes out of the Sept. There's just too much that's pointing to like he is not as like just completely concerned with the people and like altruistic and noble as he would want you to believe. Like there is definitely a part of him that loves the power and loves putting, like these nobles and,
these very high, like high lord people
in their place.
Yeah. I think I feel the same overall. I was just wondering, as we've been looking at making a closer look at this season,
for sure,
if you felt any different, because I've always been, and I still am, extremely indifferent on him. I mean, probably pretty negative about him and his storyline, but
I think that's where I land is. I think it's probably a bit of both, although I lean more towards maybe not him being a con man per se, but maybe a little, like I said, way less noble than
he's like you know what I feel like now that we're talking about it? I feel like he's like the pawn that got away with too much power. Like he was being used right by Cersei, and then he was like, well, I'm in this position now, and I'm gonna kind of fuck everyone over.
He got all the way to the other side of the board and got promoted, man.
Yeah, exactly, dude. He got fucking turned into a thingy.
Yeah, king. Exactly. Not a king. You wouldn't want to do it.
A thingy, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So then Marjorie meets with Olenna and is basically like, you got to get the fuck out of here. We talked about this last week, and I think I told you I have kind of a theory I've been thinking about with Marjorie, like what her game is, because we talked about this last week where it was like, like what is she actually what
playing
is she
at?
playing at? Yeah,
sure.
And I said like some things in this episode kind of made me think about it. The best I can come up with is that Marjorie just didn't trust anyone to get her like out of prison and like back to where she needed to be. So she kind of just took all matters into her own hands.
Right.
And
so she had to like fully commit in order for her to be in the position where she can actually make a decision.
That's the only thing that I can come up with that makes any sense.
Sure, we'll give it to her. I mean, I'll give it to her.
You would like to. Tommy boy would love to. But that's the only thing I can
he's getting to spend more quality time with Sir Pounce.
Yeah, true. He's got a lot of good quality time with Sir Pounce right now. I won't make that joke. Anyway, you can probably guess.
Way to respect the audience, my guy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anyway, I think that's what the conclusion I've come to is that Marjorie just didn't trust anyone. Like, she probably should have known better to trust her grandmother, but she was just like, I got to take all matters into my own hand and get back to where I need to be all on my own, no matter what of their plans it ruins.
Right. I mean, and there's also like an aspect, like it could be, we could be way overthinking it. There's also an aspect of like if you feel like you can't beat him, join him, and then you're at the top as well because you are the queen, you know?
Yeah.
So
could be.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let's talk about this Olenna Cersei scene.
Oh man.
Dude. Well, actually, hold on. We skipped the Marjorie Olenna scene. Anything you want to say there?
No, I think it's pretty.
It's super quick.
Yeah, Olenna roasts the hell out of that tall giant woman.
Septa.
Yeah, Unel, I think. Septa Unel, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is pretty great.
She's so giant.
Yeah, she's huge. But aside from that, no, not much else happens there.
All right. So Cersei approaches Olenna while Olenna is kind of having a Tywin moment where she's just sitting at a desk and writing.
True.
And Cersei tries to kind of step to her the way that she approaches this conversation.
Yes.
And immediately Olenna's like, yeah, no, you're a fuck up. You're an idiot. This is all your fault. You should feel ashamed. You should feel stupid. Am I forgetting anything? Because she just unloads.
I mean, yes,
tactfully.
The very incredible line she delivers is, "I wonder if you're the worst person I've ever met," which is just amazing. And I think it's hilarious that Cersei tries to like relent and like backpedal and like, no, yeah, you're right. Tries to reconcile, and Olenna's like, nah. I'm just going to continue roasting you for all eternity, basically.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Very, very, very sick. So yeah, Olenna's leaving King's Landing. She is taking Marjorie's advice and getting the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah. So,
which is, I think, a very wise move.
Very wise. Yeah. And she tells Cersei,
yes,
hey, I fucking hate you. I'm going to leave you with some advice. You should probably get the fuck out of here too.
But Cersei is like, I cannot leave Tommy Boy. And I'm sitting here thinking, Tommy Boy's a lost cause, Cersei.
Dude, you lost that dude like 2 years ago, man.
A lost cause. But anyway.
Anyway, let's talk about the Riverrun.
Yeah. It's so good to see Bronn back.
It's so good to see Bronn. Also good to see Jaime in his armor.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude,
he looks better in the red and like gold than he does in like the white cloak, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It suits him more.
He man, we don't get enough military Jaime.
True.
It's a cool dynamic to see, especially when you get like the stark contrast of like the fucking Frey idiots.
Fucking Freys.
And this guy just like this is kind of a classic trope, right? You got the idiots doing the work, and then you get the one person that shows up that knows what they're doing, makes them feel like idiots, takes over. But man, it just works so well. Like Jaime has that charisma,
yes.
Right? He's able to like kind of command the screen in that way.
He has an authoritative air about him too.
Yes, and it like every Jaime scene that we've had for so many seasons, he's been not in a great spot.
Right, for sure.
So it's just a nice change of pace. Very happy to see this, and it unfolds beautifully. It's funny, good confrontation, good scene. Overall,
completely agree with everything you're saying. I love how I think we talked about how Cersei telling him like, "Hey, listen, it's good for you to be at the head of a Lannister army," and already we're seeing that kind of bear fruit, where it's like, this is kind of where he should be and where he belongs, Right. He's incredibly good at like it doesn't show much from the show other than like here, but Jaime is an extremely accomplished battle commander. Extremely capable.
Very, very, very like in tune with what needs to be done on the battlefield.
The unfortunate thing for him that we get in this story is his obvious one huge defeat at the hands of Robb Stark, where he was extremely arrogant and overconfident and underestimated the young wolf. Exactly. So that's kind of all you get to judge him on for a long time. But no, Jaime is extremely, extremely capable commander. One of the biggest reasons that everyone was freaking out when Catelyn let him go was not only is he an incredible warrior, but for his you're giving them like one of their best generals, best commanders.
They're best commanders, easy.
Back. So
for sure,
it's great stuff. Also, great stuff is Bronn has been back for like 5 minutes in this season,
and is already funny.
And he's already had more zingers than probably everyone else in this season combined. Like he's just crushing it, and they're actual good ones too. They're not like
what we think of when we think of season 6, 7, 8 writing.
Yes. They're very solid. Like he's got the one where I've got a couple written down here actually.
Okay, go ahead. Let loose,
this
buddy.
Is something about like Jaime tells him something to the effect of you've got more experience than anyone in the Lannister army or something to that effect. Mm-hmm. And Bronn comes back with, that's like saying I've got a bigger cock than anyone in the Unsullied army. Which is very, very good.
Ouch, my guy. Jaime's probably like, yo, these are my fucking guys.
True. Also, Grey Worm is like, yo, hey, what the fuck, bro? Just like
you're catching strays, man.
Also, when Jaime says he wants to meet with the Blackfish, and Bronn's like, meet or fight? And Jaime's like, he's an old man. Bronn says, you've got one hand. My money's on the old boy.
Yeah, I do think Blackfish would work.
Blackfish would school him. Most people would school him. Bronn knows firsthand how bad Jaime is with his offhand.
First hand or right hand? That was bad. Let's keep this party moving.
So terrible. Not as good.
Let's just keep it rolling.
Not as good as Bronn's zingers. Love to see him. Love to see him back with Jaime, because they play great off each other.
Right.
And yeah, you're absolutely
Tucker
right.
and Darnell, dude.
Dude, fucking legendary. But yes, this absolute ownage of the fucking phrase is also fantastic, and I can't get enough of it.
Yeah. When Jaime meets with the Blackfish, by the way, is that the Blackfish's music?
Dude, holy
we haven't
shit,
seen this fucker.
True.
We haven't seen this fucker in way
Three
too long,
legendary comebacks this episode: Braun, the Hound, and
Four,
the
if you
Blackfish.
count what's happening right now.
Oh, I don't want to. I really don't want to. Hey, that's the name of this podcast.
That wasn't scripted, guys.
No, it wasn't. I swear.
No.
We're not that
scripted.
corny.
No. It was scripted.
No, yeah,
Scott has to.
I have to write down
ahead.
my zingers. I forgot. I got my zingers on cards.
Yeah.
Like flipping.
Fucking flip book.
Yeah. Shit. What applies here?
Oh my god.
Anyway.
So Jaime meets with the Blackfish, and it's a hell of a conversation.
Oh, it's so good.
The Blackfish is. What? Do you know this actor's name?
I should, but I don't.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look him up real quick because he
is the Blackfish.
He kills it. He's just so like
Clive Russell.
Sounds like a badass.
I've never heard his name. Yeah, sounds like a fucking cool dude though.
He just exudes the perfect grizzled old dude energy. Just he doesn't give
get
a
off
shit.
Of my lawn.
Total get off my lawn energy.
But also, like, if you befriend him, he's like, you want to go like drink a couple in my garage.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, cool fucking guy.
Definitely.
And yeah, he's like, dude, fucking kill Edmure, bro. I don't give a shit. Like, he's marked for death anyway. Like, what? Like, you think he's worth this castle?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No. Fuck Edmure. Edmure's my favorite dope, but a total dope nonetheless.
Mace is your favorite dope.
Oh, true. I don't know if I call Mace
You better put some respect on that name, dude.
I respect Mace too much to call him a dope. He's way more lovable.
Scott, he's a fucking idiot, dude.
True. I do love Mace, though. No, the best part of this Blackfish conversation is at the end when Jaime's like, well, why the fuck did you even meet with me then? Yeah. And you're just like, sieges are dull, bro. I just kind of wanted some spice, you know?
He's like, my Game Boy's been out of power for the past 4 hours, dude. I needed something to do.
I got no more AA's for my Game Boy.
Dude.
I was playing some Tetris and you showed up and I was like, all right, sick.
Yeah, I got something to do.
Yeah, have something to do. And then just, I'm not impressed. Is just like the absolute stinger to seal it. It's amazing.
Very, very, very good.
For sure.
Ooh, man. Are we going up north?
Hell yeah.
So we're going in order. We're just saving the first for the end, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right.
Totally.
So up north, we get a great scene. Man, back to back.
Yeah, for sure. Good episode, bro. Did we mention that?
Yeah, no kidding. Jon's conversation with Tormund and the wildlings, convincing the wildlings to join their cause, is easily forgotten, I think.
True.
Like, I forgot this existed.
I was going to say underrated part here.
Yeah, but watching it go down and Tormund's words that he says for Jon when he tells them he died for us, and if we couldn't do the same for him, then we're cowards and we deserve to be the last of the free folk. Heavy, dude.
Tormund spitting
some fucking heat, man. Very, very good line. And that dude, that no name wildling number 3 is like, shit, bro, you right, dude.
True. I also love how Jon is like, you're right. This isn't what we agreed upon. I shouldn't be asking you. This isn't your fight. It's not
Gotta
fair.
love humility, dude.
But I've got
leaders
no
like
choice.
that. Yeah, truly.
It's amazing.
And then one
dude
just delivers a fucking bomb. He's like, snow.
Fucking
snow.
We will always love 1-1 on this podcast. That dude rules. Then we get Bear Island. Dude, Bear Island looks sick, by the way.
Bear Island does look really good.
I would totally vacation there.
Totally. We get young Lyanna Mormont, aka what the fuck is her
Bella
actual name?
Ramsey, I think.
Bella Ramsey, who many people now also know her from The Last of Us. She's great.
I forgot that she's doing that now.
Yeah. That's Ellie from The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And she does a great performance in The Last of Us, and for her being just so young, great performance.
I mean, yeah,
from her
she blew up the internet like when this happened.
Oh yeah. When this episode came out, it was like, dude, that's my fucking girl.
Yeah.
This scene though, like this is the best part of this episode. Well,
no, come on. It's good, but you can't beat the Hound and my boy Brother Ray.
I don't know,
Ray.
dude, Davos's speech, man.
I mean, listen, you okay? Sure. It sounds like he should be number one, is what I'm hearing.
It's just really good, man.
So
like,
good.
But not only okay, so like Davos can deliver great words, and we'll always praise him for that. But what I really want to put on a pedestal here is like the contrast that we get in so many of these scenes. I think is what makes it work.
Yes.
Like, for example, with Jaime, you get the contrast of like how bad the Freys are, right? And then here you watch Sansa, who's probably a little more like cleaned up, politicked.
Sure.
Jon, who does not understand the meaning of politicking.
No. But he's able to win over the wildlings because he's just honest and like
yes,
very
which that
open.
works for that type of people,
exactly.
you know. And Davos, who I think is just he understands people.
Yes, 100%.
and I think that is what sets him apart here. So we watch Sansa and Jon fumble with trying to like basically they're fumbling with the pleasantries.
Yeah.
And Lyanna Mormont is like, dude, I ain't got time for that. I got 62 fighting men. I gotta fucking make sure they're trained up, man. Protect my place. You know?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, fuck, what do we do here, man?
They are at a loss.
Yeah, truly. And Davos comes in, swoops in, saves the day.
So good.
Delivers a fucking speech. And what I love is that she's like I don't know you. And he's like, Davos of House Seaworth. And she like leans over to the maester. And he's like, you don't need to ask your maester. It's a new house. You don't know me.
Yeah. Literally does the Bronn to Tywin thing of,
yes.
You wouldn't know me.
Well, and then he follows it up immediately with like, I honestly can't remember verbatim what he says, but she's like, go on.
Davos
House
Seaworth. Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, I love Lyanna Mormont and I fucking love Davos, man. Yeah. Like, this guy just really delivered.
I appreciate what you said about the contrast because I wasn't really thinking of it in that way, but you're right. We do get a lot of different, like here right in a row, especially of like several different like leadership and like negotiation styles, like all in a row.
Yes. And
it shows us that like each of these can like have their place and be effective in certain ways or with certain people.
Yeah. I just think different people respond to different things.
Right, exactly.
You got to know your audience.
Like Jaime, what he does works very effectively against the Freys, but then gets completely shut down by the Blackfish. Jon is very effective with the wildlings, but then gets completely shut down by Lyanna.
Right.
And it's just an interesting sequence that I do love and appreciate. Obviously, we talk about it all the time, but we love like the politicking of the show.
Yes.
And it is just fully on display here.
Definitely.
Davos's speech is amazing. I love, like you said, them just fumbling with the pleasantries. Like, what does Sansa say about like, oh, you were named for my aunt. I'm sure you'll be a great beauty.
And she's like, no, I won't.
My mother wasn't a great beauty. Like, I'm not gonna be a great beauty. It's
but she was a great warrior. True. And it's like immediately Davos knows like, okay, this is what she's about.
Because he knows
she's not
people.
about that shit. Yes.
Like you said, for sure. It's an incredible scene. I also want to give a shout out here to, oddly enough, the Lord Glover.
Oh, dude, his performance is
because
great.
His performance is shockingly good, and like I totally get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
And it's like all of them are in a tough position, and it's like I totally get what he's saying though, like, damn.
Yeah, dude. I think the way that he turns, like, he's basically like, no, and they petition, and he's like, he has enough of a, like, they strike a nerve when they talk about, like, the honor and the oaths and stuff like that. And he's 100%. Like, he turns around and he's like, okay, who's pledged to your cause? So now, you know, like, they inch forward, but it opens themselves up for questioning, right? He's like, okay, I will consider your petition here because you are right. Fuck the Boltons, and I do prefer the Starks, you know. But I don't want to play for a losing side.
Well, also, like, just like he's seen, what is he says, like, I received you out of like love for your father.
I'm sorry. No, yeah, I was a little before that. Yeah. So they tell him, well, it's just House Mormont and wildlings.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, no, fuck no. Yeah. Immediately, it like one step forward, 5 steps back when they tell him that. And then he shuts down again, walks away, and Sansa hits him with the old razzle-dazzle. And he's like, you want to fucking talk, dude? Like, fuck no, man. Like, we pledged to you guys. We wept when your dad died. We answered the call when Robb called. And you know what?
His brother, died fighting for Robb Stark, right?
Right, yes. And he's like, and you know what? We fucking, too many of our men died fighting for King Robb while he was fucking a foreign person.
Yeah, kind of accurate.
And he's like, we're fucking done, dude. We're in a good position. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just go away, because like this is not this. Yeah.
It's an underrated scene. Another underrated scene in a.
It can get buried in this episode.
Right, in just a really good sequence of scenes, and I did want to call it out. I love.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
I love just this whole sequence of them going to like the various houses, and I'm kind of glad they didn't spread this out through. I don't know why they would, but I'm glad they didn't like spread this out over the season. You know what I'm saying? I think it was very effective.
Well, I mean, this is this episode would be the equivalent of like if it was one film, like the season,
right? Like
this would be the montage, right of them like going to.
But we've mentioned this before, but it's like the season 7 complaint of like, oh, everyone's teleporting all of a sudden. It's like, bitch, that has happened always
fuck off.
And forever.
Yeah, it's happened literally since the 2nd episode when they're on the King's Road.
They go all over the north this episode, so I don't want to hear that. It has plenty of other problems. Anyway.
Yeah. Also, I know I've gotten on this horse before, but that is not pacing, guys.
Yeah, that's not what that means.
What when you say it's bad pacing, although there are pacing issues, and then you reference this, that's not what that is. That's not pacing, guys.
Anyway, we'll get off our high horses here.
Yeah, fucking commons.
Let's finish the North stuff. So they're at their camp, and
right
again. Sansa calling out Davos, not okay, first of all. Did she not just observe the fucking baller speech he had to Lyanna? Yeah. Like, what the hell?
I mean, yes, but also, like, at the end of it, like, all of that for 62 minutes.
True. Listen, very true. I also love just, like, the, like, just exacerbated way that Davos is like, oh, for fuck's sake, when he sees them like all fighting amongst themselves, and it's just like this poor man just has to go put out fires.
I do want to make a call to something here that I don't know that it bugs me, but just thinking about it, I'm like, well, why didn't we explore that a little more? A few episodes ago, the plan that Jon has is, rally the smaller houses first. And we only see Bear Island. And I understand, like, there's budgetary and, like, time constraints, right? But, like, even if it was, like, a matter of, like, a raven being answered, yes, like, we'll join. Because, like, when he approaches House Glover, it's only House Mormont. Like, the plan was to have, like, there was probably going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, a ton of small houses,
That's a good point.
And, like, where are they at? I think just a very slight missed opportunity to kind of like expand on the world a little bit, the houses, and kind of bring them into the fold. Yeah. But whatever.
I I had an interesting thought while watching this when Sansa is like, this isn't enough. We need more men. And Jon is like, we can't. We're out of time. We have to do it.
Very Stannis-like?
Well, I was going to ask you if you think there's an element of Jon kind of maybe having a bit of a death wish here. Do you think that's possible? Like,
there's a good podcast called Death Wish.
There is well done. Never miss a chance. I don't know if I'm bought into this theory, but it's just a thought I had where it's just like, is he just kind of like, fuck it, if, we don't make it and I die.
Very fuck it
yes,
right now.
If we don't make it and I die, so be it. But we just need to get this done.
I would hope not.
Sure.
I don't think that would be true to his character. Like, obviously, it would be true to the fact that, like, since he was already killed, he's kind of like, dude, I'm fucking over all of this. I'm done with this.
I'm tired.
But
yeah,
this is a person that I think is extremely, or I would hope, because he's been painted this way since the beginning of the show, he's so committed to the lives of the people that he's in charge of.
That's true.
I don't want that to be the case.
That's true.
Because if that's the case, then he's okay with all these people that have pledged to him dying.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And like I said, I'm not. It's just a thought that occurred to me. I don't know how much I bought.
But I don't know what the answer is. Like, why wouldn't he at least attempt something?
Sure.
Like I don't know. It's
well, thankfully for him, Sansa's got his back. So
yeah,
good for Sansa.
Yeah.
Anything else on the North stuff there?
Nah, let's hit Yara and Theon.
Yeah, let's do that. This is just bullying that's disguised as...
Dude, it's so... I remember when you and I watched this episode for the first time. It's like, we were like, well, actually, you wrote it in perfectly. All the question marks.
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah.
Was that a good...
Yeah.
I get it, but like, also... Damn, dude, your brother's been through some shit.
Seriously, I guess this is just like, oh, this is their people. This is who the Iron Islanders are, and that's just how they do things. And it's like,
drink.
Okay, it's still just really unnecessary and dickish behavior
and
from
mean.
Yara, and just mean.
Right. Was it right before or right after she's like, I would never hurt you, brother.
Yeah.
I would never hurt you.
And then verbally berates him for 5 minutes.
And then is like, if you're done, cut your wrists.
Yeah, seriously.
What?
Yeah. What the fuck,
What
dude?
the fuck, dude?
Like,
not okay.
Tough
Jesus.
love does not even begin to describe what this is. Yeah, I would never hurt you. Hey, maybe you should kill yourself. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah, it's a fucking extremely weird dynamic. I will still revert to what I said at the beginning of the episode. Their delivery makes it feel like, man, this is powerful, but I think it's the words specifically. Like, we can't fault the actor and actress for this. Like, at the end of the scene, you're like so conflicted about what you watched.
Yes.
But they did a great job with it. I mean, they worked with what they had, and I was impressed by the scene.
I agree, and I especially love Theon's his reaction to when she says, "You've had a few bad years," line. Like, he like literally chokes on his beard. Is like, "A few bad years," and I'm like, "Yeah, well done, Theon. That is the correct response."
Just not okay.
Yeah. 100%.
Yara, you don't understand. Obviously, we are coming from the perspective of a god perspective of seeing everything.
Sure.
And she doesn't know. No. I mean, she doesn't know the horrors.
Well,
but
again, she tells him to off himself. It's just not okay. Anyway, we will not belabor that point too much. Let's hit Arya real quick, and then we can get to our boy.
Okay.
You
can take this one.
I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah, me neither. Like,
Arya, what the hell, bro?
Okay, so you know what, dude? I remember this. You and I talked about this.
Did we?
I think it's after the next episode.
Okay.
But you and I, our working theory, and I think it's mostly because we wanted to give a little more credit to Arya, and I think respect her a little bit more. But like, did she plan on being caught out in the open so that she could have the waif like chase her, which obviously we're gonna we'll get more of that later. Do you remember that?
Possibly. That is really us trying to give her some credit.
But it is very strange, like, especially in the moment.
Her booking the ship, it's like, okay, fine, she's got to get that done to get out of here. Like, she's going about it a pretty like very just not,
extravagant way.
Yes, extravagant and not like on the down low way. Like, she's just very out in the open and obvious about it. Sure. And that's okay, fine, sure. But then she just goes on a little sightseeing and it's just like, oh, Braavos, like she's fucking, like she's been touristing there.
So many fond memories.
Yeah, so many fond memories. Like, leaving
I think
tomorrow.
I'll have a baguette.
Yeah. And I don't.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking weird.
Also, it gets to me a little bit how this show has done such a good job of not having moments like this where it's like, no, if someone gets fucked up, like, that's a problem. They're gonna die. Like, that's, you don't have that hero armor, you know, where
that's a good call out. I've never really,
where the hero gets shot in you know, every shoulder and limb, but they're fine. You know, they'll be all right.
Yeah.
They're all right. That show has done an incredible job of not doing that for so long, and they do it here, and it's like,
at the very least, Arya does seem, I mean, like, when she jumps off the thing and swims away, like, that's adrenaline, man.
Sure.
Like when she gets out of the water, she's like, oh fuck.
Right.
And she does seem fucked up.
No, for sure. But also, it's like, should she really have survived that? Like,
yeah, like if the waif is like over here saying like, oh, this bitch isn't ready, she's not a good assassin,
right,
and that is the waif's assassination, right, what are we doing here?
Exactly. That's exactly my point, is that the waif is like part of the magical assassin guild. You'd think she'd be better at killing someone, and it's like, oh, she was playing with Arya because she hates her or what have you. It's like, okay, maybe, but it's just a little hard sell for me.
Right. Anyway, Arya's real hurt.
Yeah.
She's trying to go into hiding or something. So
she's literally just stumbling through the market, bleeding all over the place.
Right.
And again, I'm like, what's your plan here, girl? Like, I love you to death, but what's your plan? What are we doing? Anyway.
All right, Scotty, tell us about Sandor the Hound Clegane.
God. I'm so happy to see Rory McCann again.
Truly. Also, and already just back with all the charisma in the fucking
God, it's like he never missed an episode. He's so fun. He's so good. Ian McShane, big props to him. I think he's fantastic in his little one episode. Right? Yes, his little one episode cameo here.
Who is Ian McShane? Like, what is he? Is he from, like, cause
I mean, Deadwood would be the thing he's probably most known for.
Okay.
But he's in a ton of stuff.
I know when this came out, I was definitely like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
I know this motherfucker, but I don't think I've ever really seen anything
he's in a ton of stuff. You probably have, and maybe just like, he's in one of the Pirates movies, I'm pretty sure. Pirates of the Caribbean too.
Okay, there we go. I can picture that. Yeah. No, you're right. I think I have seen that.
I'm trying to remember which one he is, but anyway, he's a phenomenal actor, and I think he does a great job here, but it's just like you said, the Hound doesn't miss a beat. Just immediately as he's talking with Brother Ray, where, like Brother Ray says something about like, must have been some monster that took you down or something like that. And he's just like,
it was a woman.
It was a woman. And I'm just like, I love this dude. I love it. He's just honest about it. And just like,
cause he very easily could have been like, not said anything or been like,
100%. Like, no, there was 70 of them. Took 70 monsters to bring me down. But it's just, that's not who the Hound is. And he's just, God,
I love him for it.
I don't even know what to say about him. He's so good. He's so.
Are you giving yourself a little hug?
He's so good. I love you, Rory McCann. You're my dude.
Yeah, man. Do you remember watching this cold open?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure
at your place. We were together and you screamed.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Exactly. I was like,
You
if I
literally
remember
screamed.
correctly. So we talked in a couple previous episodes about how like serious I am when I'm watching shows, how like, you know, like I don't want anyone talking and like shut the fuck up. I need to hear
Like
things.
no
and, like,
lights whatsoever.
Yes.
If like my phone lit up,
I am
if I got a text message,
yeah,
he's like,
glare daggers at you.
yeah.
100%. I am like locked in. But when this happened, when this cold open happened, and you know, he gets on screen, I'm pretty sure I popped the hell off and like just
you
jumped off the couch and yelled.
Literally screamed. I'm not lying.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Oh!
That's my guy.
Yeah, dude. And you kind of called it too. Like, I think when we see him carrying the wood, like carrying the tree
Yeah.
over his shoulder,
I think
like,
we all kind of knew, or maybe not, because I had read the books.
I think like right then, like it
That's
was.
the Hound.
Wait, that's the Hound?
Yeah, dude.
That's the Hound. And then it pans up to his face, and yeah, you ejaculated everywhere
For sure. Because the thing is, it's like it was heavily hinted at in the books that he was still alive, but it wasn't truly confirmed.
Right.
So yeah, when I think I saw that, it was like, oh, I was so excited. I was so happy.
Hell yeah, dude.
I love all the conversations he has with Brother Ray.
Yes.
Where
Yeah, that actor really is great.
he crushes it. Brother Ray tells him, I don't know much about the gods, man, I gotta tell you. And the Hound's like, I think you're in the wrong line of work then. Like, what the hell,
like,
dude?
It's all the same. Dude, this guy, like, modern day, smokes a ton of fucking weed, dude.
So much.
It's all the same, man.
Yeah.
Like, we're just people living, dude.
The red god, the seven, the drowned god. It's all the fucking same, dude.
Yeah.
He's great. I love their dynamic and their interactions. And like I said, you know, in the recap, it's like when he gives that big speech about like how, you know, you can still do some good in the world. Yeah, used to be a bad guy, but there's always a way back. There's always a way to, you know, put some good out into the world. And it's just tough because it's like, this is a dude that's like trying his best to do something right, to turn over a new leaf.
Right.
And this world is so brutal that it really just doesn't allow him to do that.
Right. He doesn't have the space for that in this world.
And the Hound basically tells him that, where he's like, you're gonna have to fight. And Brother Ray's like, no, I'm done fighting. What is it? He has a really good line about like killing other people is a disease. Or violence is a disease, I think is what he says. You don't cure it by spreading it to other people or something like that.
That's a cool take. I don't recall the line, but yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff. I don't know what else to say about it other than I love all their interactions and I love having him back.
It is very funny to me, like, oh, that's convenient how they have this interaction with the Brotherhood people, and then he's like,
I need to go chop some wood. Way far away.
Also, Brother Ray is like, hey, man, dinner's ready. And he's like, nah, you go on. I'm going to just stay out here and chop some wood.
Yeah. That's the classic Game of Thrones, man.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
The classic, like, I'll see you in a minute.
I'll see you never.
Yeah. There was also one other one. When he tells him, he's like, I know the gods have a plan for you. Like, I think you're alive for a reason. And the Hound goes, I am alive for a reason. I'm a big fucker and I'm hard to kill. That's my goat.
So good.
That is literally my goat right there. He's so funny.
Yeah.
So happy to have Roy McCann back.
So this all concludes with Brother Ray and all of his, you know, people getting just completely waxed by the Brotherhood people. Like, I do forget how like vicious the Brotherhood without banners are. Like, in theory, they're this like vigilante, you know, like freedom fighter type group, but like they're just as violent, just as fucked up.
They're also hardcore Lord of Lighters, not
Yes.
Seveners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So they fucking murder everybody. It's a massacre. And the Hound gets back. He sees the carnage, and he's like, he pulls the old John Wick. He's like, I'm fucking back, baby. I'm fucking back. He grabs an axe and storms off.
Digs his guns out of the garage. And yeah. It's a very hype ending. It's a hype beginning. I think the way they structured the episode with kind of bookending with the Hound,
it was beautiful.
Beautiful and perfect. Yeah. Because it's hype to open it, and then him grabbing the axe and walking away is like, oh, so hype going back.
It was a quick turn.
Yes.
It's like he's like living a peaceful life.
Right.
And then the same episode, he's like, I'm back, baby.
Yeah, it's rough, but it's great at the same time.
So, Scott.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough Hoobie Thrown.
This is going to be a very tough Hoobie Thrown. Are we ready to move to that?
I think it's time to do that.
Let's do it. It's Hoobie Thrown in.
Hoobie Thrown in.
Real quick, we'll talk about these dipshits that are definitely not making the list this week because we got too many good fucking candidates. Number 1 was the High Sparrow. Number 2 was Daenerys. Oh, I'm sorry, Sam. I called you a dipshit. Number 3 was Sam. Oh, I'm sorry, Arya. You're kind of a dipshit this season, though. Number 4 was Arya, and Marjorie was 5. Really? We put Marjorie at 5? They're all, I think, going to come off. Maybe the High Sparrow has a case. Maybe Marjorie too. Daenerys is not in it. Arya definitely is not going to make it. All she did was get her ass stabbed. Sam was not in this episode.
Ass stabbing.
Yeah, you would. Let's see. And I'll just pull him down because at least he was in the episode. All right.
This page is about to get fucking flooded.
Hell yeah.
Candidates.
Give me a candidate.
Jamie for
sure.
Blackfish.
The Blackfish for sure. The Hound obviously for sure.
John.
Davos, John. Fuck. Slow down now. I'm finding people.
I mean, honestly, like,
what about even Tormund has a great scene?
Tormund does have a good scene. Lyanna Mormont.
I'd have to find a Lyanna Mormont thing.
But like these are all legitimately valid candidates. Olenna.
I was gonna say, yep. Let's see. I got the Blackfish. I got the Hound. I'm gonna take Marjorie off. I don't think Marjorie's gonna.
I don't think Marjorie pulls it out either.
Davos. There he is. Cersei g's owned. No. John. Yes. Although he also kind of gets owned.
Yeah, but all of the gains.
No, true. That's true. Plus, he does a really good job again with the wildlings for sure. So
yeah. Scott.
I'm trying, man. I'm fucking trying, brother. God damn it. If only you people knew. There's too many people here.
In the finished product of this episode, and what's funny is you're dropping all the blank ones on the same
spot.
I'm
so
gonna
need to
this
get
is
next
going
time,
to.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. No one can see my pain, which is maybe the worst part of this.
For a little
dude, I just can't.
Where are all these fucking
John
tiles coming from?
Oh god, he was locked. That's why.
Oh my god,
Jesus
Scotty
Christ. I was like, okay, something is not right here. Jesus.
It's like you ever just poop, like wipe your poop and just keep wiping. It just doesn't go away.
It's like, what is happening down there?
A little.
What is wrong with me? What's happening to
me? Literally, nobody is going to understand what the fuck is happening.
Oh my god,
dude.
Okay. Let's maybe start placing some of these and clearing some of them up.
Okay.
Is the High Sparrow gonna make it? No, fuck him.
Not in my book.
Okay.
Oh shit, dude, that was very funny.
Davos is gonna make it. The Hound is gonna make it.
I think Jon makes it too.
I think Jon, I'm a little torn on. I'm torn on like the Blackfish, Jon. I think Jaime is my maybe
Do
third
we put
strongest.
Brother Ray?
I would love to put Brother Ray too. He kind of crushes it.
He does truly have a great episode.
All right, let me
man.
do this. You do a thing. I'm gonna find both
Lyanna
Lyanna
Mormont
Mormont and Brother Ray.
Yeah, listen, guys, this is a perfect opportunity for me to remind everybody that you can find us on Twitter and Instagram. Come hang out with us, get kept up to date with all of our bullshit at We Don't Wanna Pod. You can also shoot us a DM or an email if you would like an invite to our Discord, where we hang out with you guys and have a little bit more of a actual dialogue rather than just updates. We'll talk about pretty much anything in there, mostly Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, but we're talking about a lot of other things too. You guys can also, if you're interested, go hit up my second podcast with our good friend Sam from Harry Potter and the Half Drunk podcast. It's called the Death Wish Podcast at Death Wish Pod on both Twitter and Instagram, and find us wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're having some fun over there too. I think I went through this spiel way too quickly for you.
No, it's fine. I was just thinking about how funny it is that I'm having all these fucking like production problems here with grabbing different people, and my solution is, hey, but what if if I went and added a few more? Shit. Lyanna, where are you at?
Very good. Oh, man.
I know you're in here.
Also, this could be thrown in here with some little housekeeping. Scotty and I have been chatting, not going to say any names or anything like that, but we've been already in talks about what's coming after Game of Thrones. So we're going to need a little bit of interaction from you guys here. When Game of Thrones finishes, or let me rephrase this, when we wrap the episodes,
yeah,
we want to know what you'd like for us to clear up for you about Game of Thrones. Like, do we want to talk about like, best fighters, or do we want to talk about cool pieces of lore, anything like that you guys are interested in hearing about? Let us know. We're interested in doing a little less repetitive content for a little while, like how we have been for the past fucking forever for Game of Thrones. Let us know. We want to know what you guys are interested in. And we've also had some discussions about what series we may or may not be diving into next. So we hope that you guys stick around once we make that decision. And also, hey, if you guys have suggestions, shoot them our way. I think we're both looking for something that's a little less serious, just a little less serious, and something that neither of us have gotten into before, so we can kind of experience it together, talk shit, or love it, or both.
I'm going to just come out and say it. I kind of want something that's bad, because it's real fun to talk shit about something after so long that we have.
Or something that is just so out of left field that we might end up growing to like, but it's just like ridiculous.
Sure. We've just raved about, Game of Thrones for so long. I kind of want to, switch it up and shit all over something for a while.
Well, hey, man, I'll be there next week.
Hey,
I won't actually be there next week.
So I don't know what's happening, but I cannot add Brother Ray.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why.
Have you exceeded like your max load size?
I don't think so. I could never exceed my max load size. It's just, he is just not. I don't know what is happening. I had no problems with Lyanna.
Dude, just make an AI generated picture.
I'm not
like
doing
Mop
that.
Man.
I'm not doing the Mop Man thing again. Brother Ray deserves better than that. But also, the more I think about it, he does like get him and his entire community killed this episode. So as much as I love his performance, I think we have too many other strong candidates for him to make it. Anyway.
Okay.
I do want to give him a huge shout out though, because he crushed it.
Sure.
Good on you, Ian McShane.
I do want to petition for this, and I feel very strongly about it. So unless you feel extremely strongly the other way,
okay.
I don't think that you're going to fully agree with like level of performance, but simply just like because of the wave that was made when this episode was released, I would really like to see Lyanna Mormont on this list.
Lyanna's right here. Oh,
like
you're saying,
I would like to see her make the list.
I think I can agree with that. It's gonna be tight, but I think she probably does make the list.
Yes.
The one I was gonna ask you about was, what do you think about Sansa?
I don't think that the payoff from Sansa is available to us yet, and I just don't. I mean, she doesn't contribute much to the wildling discussion. She gets kind of owned in the Mormont discussion, and she gets owned in the Glover discussion. Yeah, it's. I
agree. I just wanted to talk it out, and I wanted to get your take on it.
Sure. Yeah.
I love Tormund, but I don't think he's gonna make it. It's too small of a thing.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm all right with that. Yeah. Okay. I think that I'm glad that we're going through this. This is maybe becoming a little easier than I thought. I think the ones that I feel incredibly strong about.
Fight Tormund.
Oh my God, Scott. I feel really, really strong about Davos, Jaime, and Lyanna. And the Hound. So that leaves one more.
I feel really. I don't think I feel as strongly as you do about Jaime. I feel strongly about him. There's Tormund. I think Davos, the Hound, are my locks for sure.
Okay, and then add Lyanna to that. So there's 2 up for grabs.
So let's start placing some of these. Does the Hound go 1?
I think he has to.
I think he has to too.
He absolutely has to.
This is his fucking episode. It's literally, the title is about him, and I think Davos is so strong he has to go too. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. You were the one that said it yourself, like how great his speech is.
Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
Don't you look at me in that tone of voice.
I mean, his speech was great.
Yeah,
dude, but
you're right.
If you're discrediting Tormund because he only has the one moment, so does Davos.
No, his is way bigger, and he does way more than Tormund other than that.
I don't know, man. Tormund yields more than 62 fighting men.
True. He breaks up that fight there at the end, which is very fun.
Look, I'm not going to actually fight you that much, but I think that position-wise, some other people might beat him out.
I think he looks pretty good right there, so let's just try it on for size, and maybe maybe we'll revisit this.
I don't dislike Davos. Like I'm a huge Davos
fan.
Sounds
like.
But you are just a little over the top. All right.
Okay. Who? So I know.
I think Jon is next.
Wow. Really?
Okay. Who else?
I don't think Jon makes it.
Really?
I was going to say I think our last 3 are Lyanna, Jaime, and Blackfish. Because I know you feel strongly about Jaime, and so do I.
Yeah.
I think we agree on Lyanna, so we're really looking at Blackfish, Jon, and Olenna for the final spot. And I think, oh man, Olenna's scenes are really good too, though. I just don't think Jon doesn't
carries his weight with this episode. Like people do it for him.
A lot of people do it for him. Aside from again the wildlings,
I can see that.
But even that is a lot of Tormund.
No, you're absolutely right. It is.
I don't think Jon makes it this ep.
Okay,
I think he's.
I see your point.
I think he's very good. Don't get me wrong. I just think this is an extremely strong episode for. Fuck, we didn't even talk about Bronn. That was the other one I was going to bring up.
Scott, look, man, Bronn just is funny for a couple minutes.
So
amazing. That's
right,
it.
Listen, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Are we ready to lose Jon?
Look, for everybody out there who might be like, what the fuck? Like, there is an army that has been raised for Jon, and I understand that.
Yes.
But he's also walking into a losing fight.
Yes.
And he didn't truly like do the recruiting and like have the momentous scenes.
A lot of it was done for him.
A lot of it was done for him. So I think for that reason, I do agree with you, Scott. I'm okay with dropping Jon.
If this wasn't such a strong episode for so many other people, I think it'd be a different story. But yeah, it is.
Okay. Lyanna's next, I think.
I think she's like a 4 or a 5. I think it's Jaime next. No, you're that strongly?
No, as the words came out of my mouth, I was like, there is Jaime sitting right there.
Although, to be fair, he does kind of get owned by the Blackfish.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that like he's
still in a stronger position.
He's in an extremely strong position, and he just delivers a great performance.
I agree. Jaime 3?
Okay. Jaime 3, I'm okay with that.
Then I think Lyanna. I think you're...
Yeah, Lyanna then Blackfish?
I don't know. I'm very torn between Olenna and Blackfish. Where do you land? They're both such like grizzled, old, awesome fuckers, and I love them both to death.
You know what? I think I'm gonna change my tone a little bit here. Olenna minces Cersei.
Yeah, she does.
And kicks her while she's down.
Yeah, she does.
Like, and she's getting the hell out of Dodge.
But is that she's kind of running away? I mean, she kind of has to, but...
Well, she's taking advice from her granddaughter. I mean...
True.
I think that she's assuming that there's a scheme happening because of the way that...
Sure.
Marjorie delivers that note and whatever, so...
Which is the better roasting, Olenna to Cersei or Blackfish to Jaime?
Well, if we're going off the roasting, it's Olenna to Cersei.
Well, hold on though. Cersei is an easier target than Jaime is. So the Black...
Is that true though?
I think so. Because everything Olenna says about her is just accurate. The Blackfish has a harder target to roast. Don't you think? Listen, look at Jaime. He's number 3 on this list. Cersei's nowhere to be found. I think I lean Blackfish.
You lean Blackfish?
I think so.
Does Olenna do anything else?
She meets with Marjorie and she meets with Cersei.
And that's it. It's also a great fucking comeback for...
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Blackfish.
He's been gone
the hype
for so
is there.
Long. Yeah.
Okay, I'll shake to that. I'm okay with that. I agree.
That's a tough call. I think
that was
great.
I like that we were all like we were for the most part like on the same page, and this is one of the few times where I feel like we've had like good genuine discussion on like cutting people
yes.
out. Now,
you don't think it's usually good genuine discussion when I'm just like Davos number 1, Davos number 1, Davos. Oh.
I fucking hate you.
I would have loved to have seen, man. Yeah, I think this speaks to the quality of this episode because I would have loved to have seen Jon on this list. I would have loved to have seen Olenna on this list. I would have loved to have seen Brother Ray on this list, and I would have loved to have seen Bronn on this list. And there are a lot of episodes when we're like,
and even Tormund.
Even Tormund. But there are a lot of episodes where we're like, fuck, the High Sparrow.
Even
I guess.
Glover.
I don't know. Yeah, truly.
That scene was truly great.
This is a great episode. For one more time, let's run through that. So that was our boy the Hound with the fucking comeback of the century at number 1. Davos with the fucking speech of the century at 2. Jaime taking command of the Lannister army, being a badass at 3. Talk about being a badass. Lyanna Mormont at number 4. And boy, these are all kind of badasses. Blackfish being his old grizzled badass self at number 5. Zach, this episode's good. What are you rating it, buddy?
Dude, I think I'm putting this... This has everything I like in it. I mean, like, Like for me, guys, it's big battles and like huge scenes are very cool and definitely bring the wow factor. But this is in my opinion what makes this show great. I think I'm going to give this episode a 9.
I am wavering between a 9 and a 9.5.
Wow.
I
Adore
loved this episode when I watched it, and as we talked about it, I think I only liked it more. Small hiccup with the Volantis and the Arya stuff, but everything else is like so well acted, so well performed.
I think that's the key here is there are a couple hiccups.
Yeah, but
because I think the 9 5s and the 10s that we're gonna have in this show are gonna be the ones that don't have those hiccups.
You might be right. You might. I'll go 9. Because it's not a perfect episode, but it like you said, it really does everything I want an episode of Game of Thrones to do.
Yes, truly.
And it also, I don't know. It brings the hype with so many hype returns though too. Like you don't get that very.
Hey man, it's your rating, dude. I'm
gonna go 9.5. I'm gonna go.
Okay, 9.5. All right.
I think it's very close to perfect, but just misses it. I'm going 9.5.
I feel that.
That's where I'm at.
Hell yeah, man. That's this week's episode of We Don't Wanna.
Season 6 coming on strong.
Truly, dude. Is this the best episode of season 6 we've had?
So far, for sure.
Okay, yeah.
Whether it is the best episode of season 6, period, is actually tough.
It's not. It's not. I've rewatched the other one like recently.
Which other one? Because there's 2 other candidates that we haven't got to yet.
The other one.
See, you say that, and I still can't be sure of which one you're talking about.
Well, can I say the episode name?
Okay. No, not if it. No. Don't say it. I love how coy we're being about this when everybody that's fucking listening to this knows what the fuck we're talking about. No, I guess there are a few people that are watching this, right?
Here, I'll say this. It's the one with
arguably
the no.
Is it B.O.B. or is it
no?
L.O.S.?
Well, that's the name of the song. LOS, but yes, it's LOS.
You're right. That's not the name of the episode.
It's not.
Tripping. It's WOW. It's WoW.
Yeah. I think it's that episode. Dude, holy shit, Scott. I forgot B.O.B. was in this fucking season.
Did you? Literally, like, everything that's happening in this episode is leading up to B.O.B.
Dude, I'll tell you why. And I just said it.
Coy.
I just said it with my reasoning for the rating. To me, when I think of great Game of Thrones episodes, I don't think of like the big battle stuff.
But this one is
truly
better than most.
I know. I need to give it some respect, but like my head wasn't going there is what I'm saying.
I think it's going to be very interesting to view that episode as a whole, because obviously the end of it is amazing, but
true. Yeah.
Will it be consistently great throughout, like say Blackwater and Watchers on the Wall?
Watchers on the Wall.
I honestly, Hardhome is also kind of in that camp where the episode is.
Oh, that's true. And then you're right. No,
that's what I can't remember.
You're right.
I honestly can't remember what the rest of that episode is like, so I'm very curious.
The children is great front to back.
True, but remember we were kind of down on that on this watch. Like still great, but kind of down on it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, yeah. All right.
Anyway.
Look, all right. Anyway, we're fucking getting it. Guys, we appreciate you all for listening and watching. And if you guys are new here, consider hitting the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the little notification bell if you guys want to know when we post our episodes. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.